This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On Air.
Ever wonder about the stories of the women around you?
We wanted to create an intentional space for women to share the wisdom they have gained through life experiences.
Tune in to be in awe of some of the Wonder Women in our midst. Wondering Women on OAR FM Dunedin.
Kia ora everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Wondering Women. I am your host today, Amy Armstrong, and I'm delighted to be here with my guest, Kate Ivey. Welcome, Kate.
Thanks very much for having me.
So Kate and I have never met except for just now on Zoom. This is a Zoom interview, and I had heard about Kate. Actually, I saw you on Facebook, and my friend was also talking about you because Kate does fitness for rural women. Is that right?
Yes, rural women are a big part of what we do, but we have a lot of members in the cities. Really, it's mums, it's rural women, and it's women in period of postmenopause.
That's awesome, and I just love that you're looking after that group of women, and my friend particularly who recommended you grew up in a rural setting, and she was super excited that you were looking after rural women as well, because although I've never really lived in that setting, I know that it can be hard to connect with other women, especially probably young moms working in that setting or on farms or whatever. So anyway, I just look forward to hearing more about you and your mahi and what you're all about. So do you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I am a rural woman myself. I grew up on a farm, and then I went to school in Christchurch and lived a bit in cities, but then ended up marrying a farmer, even though my parents didn't think I would, because I'm not I'm not really into the farm side of things, although I do love living rurally. So I'm a rural mum and have 3 kids. My eldest has special needs, so that's a big part of my journey as well. Yeah. Our journey together, we're almost like one, really, my eldest and I. And I started Kate Ivey Fitness and Dedicate coming up 10 years ago. It was after I'd had my 3rd child, and I had lost my sense of self. I was living more remote then, and I don't know, it's just like this crazy thing that happens to us women where life just changes all of a sudden, and you realize that you're not sure who you are anymore. You're not sure where you're going. It's all really confusing. When you look back in hindsight, it was all how it was meant to be, and it's just part of the process, and you have to sort of rediscover yourself again. But I did feel really quite lost, and as someone who's always been into sport and exercise, I wasn't fit, and I just didn't feel like me. Yeah. So I got myself back fit, feeling great. And I used short, effective, like 20-minute workouts at home. And it made such a difference to my life and my confidence and how I felt about myself. Wow. So that is how the idea started. I realized that there must be other women out there struggling like I had, other women living rurally or isolated because they are mums in general, or just not having that same knowledge. And I studied sport and exercise at university, and that was my career. So I realized that with my experience, but especially my own personal experience, that there must be a way for me to help others.
Wow, that's a really beautiful and inspiring story, and I can relate to a lot of it, especially that women losing a sense of themselves when they're mothers, when they're also maybe working or maybe not, and married, and all of a sudden, who am I? Like, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, but I'm also myself. And so thanks for sharing that. I really love that you recognized what was happening and sort of responded to it. That's really inspiring.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's definitely been a journey, and it's an ongoing journey, and I am continuing to do things now to grow myself as a mother, as a leader, as a businesswoman. And I think being in the role I'm in, inspiring others and being present on social media while also juggling farm life, family life, having a child with special needs, it's really forced me to have awareness and look within and put in place strategies to enable me to do what I do well and do what I do from a place of contentment, from a place of happiness, because I've sort of realized that what I do and everything that I try and juggle forces you to have to be at your best, because it really highlights your weaknesses.
Yeah. And two things I'm thinking about as you're talking, but like I think our greatest strengths can often come from our weaknesses, right? If we recognize them and name them and can face them and work through them, I think it can be a real strength, especially in inspiring others, and helping others as you're doing, which is really awesome. Okay, life is real, and we've got to juggle all the bits. And I remember the other thing I was thinking when you were just talking before was, I have a friend who is married without a family, and I remember probably 10 years ago, and I was a new mom, and I remember saying to her, you can have a family, you can have a career, and you can have your health, but you can't have all three at the same time, because that's what I was experiencing. I was a full-time working mom, and, my health and fitness definitely took the back seat. And she was a full-time working person as well, and super fit and going to the gym every day, and it's overwhelming, right, as women.
Yeah, it really is.
And there's all this talk about well-being and looking after yourselves, and it can be overwhelming.
Totally, but I think that's kind of what we're all about here, is doing all of it, but is you can have all three, but you can't be 100% all in. So, for example, with your exercise, 20, 30-minute workouts that you can fit into your life, you're not trying to break records or whatever. You're just fitting it in because you know it's going to support you in your life, rather than thinking of your health and fitness as an extra thing or an extra pressure. Like, it's there to support you so that you can work or do whatever you want to be, and so that you can be present with your kids, rather than, I think, that narrative that it's something to take away from that.
Yeah. And I love that you're saying it supports yourself, but it also supports everything you're doing. So, like, if the tireder you get, the harder it is to mom, the harder it is to work. Yeah. And then you're just feeling bad about yourself. So I love that you've found a way to make it work in a way that's real.
I know that it is hard, but I think that, to fit it in, and life is busy, but when it's a priority, we can find 20 minutes. Yeah. And I think society has moved too far away from exercise being a necessity, because it really is. And we are thinking of it as an extra, and it's not. It's like, we can't function properly without it. It's like fueling yourself. It's like, it's fundamental to our well-being. And we don't have to be spending hours at the gym. We don't have to be doing it every day. But if you can even prioritize 20 to 30 minutes 3 times a week, that is going to make a significant impact to who you are as a person, to your life, to how you are in all facets of your life. Yeah,
that's fantastic. And so is that what Dedicate's about? Which is a very clever name, by the way. I love it. You're dedicating to yourself, but also to others. But is it sort of a program that's specifically designed for working women or rural women or busy women?
Yes, it's designed for busy women. Our roots are in rural, but we have women in the cities as well. And it's designed to fit into your life. And as it's evolved over time, it's designed to support your life, not just fit into it. Yeah.
So tell us about the business and the program and how someone might get involved with it.
Yep. So they can sign up at kateiveyfitness.com. When will this be aired?
Probably in about a month.
Okay, cool. So Yeah, so you can sign up at kateiveyfitness.com. We have a 7-day free trial, and we literally have something for everyone, from pregnancy workouts through to specialized peri to postmenopause sessions. And there's a range of workouts from 10 minutes through to 40 to 45 minutes. So depending on your fitness level, what you can fit into your life, your stage of life, we have something for you. So there's heavy strength training, there's moderate strength training, there is HIIT workouts, there is HIIT with weights, there's boxing with weights, there's Pilates, there's introductory Pilates, there's beginner strength sessions, there's low impact sessions, there's pregnancy yoga, pregnancy strength, pregnancy HIIT. Literally something for everybody, yoga. And within it, we've also, there's running plans, there's high rocks inspired sessions. Everything we do is really purpose driven, and there's little features within it too to account for tired days, for if you are just starting out. We have a big focus on recovery as well, because we can only do what you're recovering from.
Yeah.
So if you are exhausted because you've got young kids, or your hormones all over the show and perimenopause, it is designed to work with your body, work with your life.
Yeah.
And it's, there's literally something for everyone. It's flexible.
Yeah.
You can do it anytime, anywhere. You can do it at the gym. You can do it at home. You can do it on holiday. You can do it on work trips.
Okay.
Whatever works for you. And there's myself and 7 other trainers, and we film from our homes. So it's everyday life. It's real.
Yeah.
From time to time, there might be kids coming in, or recently a plumber turned up. So I just called out to him, "G'day, I'm just leading my community of women here through a workout," and everyone got a good chuckle from that. So it meets you where you are, and you feel connected to us, rather than like other platforms that might use like computer generated images, or do a whole lot of block filming in one day. This is us each week filming. We share our lives. We are on this journey with our community. And I think in the era of AI, this is going to become even more important. It's that community, that connection, that relatability, that realness that we've always been about. And I think 10 years later, it is still or even more important than it was, when I first launched.
Gosh, you've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's flowing.
Yeah.
10 years is nothing now.
Yeah. Well, you look so young. I can't believe you've been doing it for 10 years. But
I'm 41.
Oh, wow. So you started young, and you must have really had an idea and a vision, or did it unfold as it went?
Yeah. Well, I know it unfolded when I went. I always wanted it to be big and meaningful. And I've always been very driven.
Yeah.
So I think that was why too, that I sort of lost my sense of self a little bit, because I had big dreams and goals in life, and then I had my first child at 25, and so I'd finished having, on my 30th birthday, I had 3 kids, and I was unfit, living on a farm with no career, beautiful young family, but unsure of, my purpose or where I was going with things. So, it's given me so much purpose. And I think one of the big things that some women might be able to relate to is given me freedom and financial freedom, which I didn't expect would be such an important thing for me.
Yeah, amazing. And
it's a sort of sense of power in that you're...
It's empowering. It really is. And it's amazing that in 2026, we still, obviously lots has changed, but I was following the Artemis program, and the first, woman going to space that far into space. And they were saying when they went to the moon, women couldn't even legally own their own credit cards.
Wow,
when was
that's
that?
Just so
early
nuts,
70s. Yeah, it's nuts. And it's still...
And when you think how fast time, like the last 10 years has gone, you look back to the 70s, it wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago. And it's like, so it's, I think it's really good that you're saying that, like, women still need a sense of being empowered and having a sense of, like, some kind of control over our own lives, even though we're in a good marriage and a good family, it still is empowering, I think.
It really is. And there's still a lot of work to be done. You know, women are still secondary in our society. So there's still a lot of work to be done there.
Yeah. And I love that you're supporting women to do this and to feel good about themselves, but in a really real way. Because I think even going to the gym can be intimidating because you feel like you have to have the perfect body and the perfect outfit. And even a trainer might say to you, well, you need new shoes and you might not be able to afford it. And so I really love that you're meeting people in their homes in a safe space and you're leading in a real kind of vulnerable way too, right? Being honest about your home and family situation. Yeah,
and to be honest, I don't know how to do it any differently. Like, showing up as your authentic self is so much easier, and I've got too much on my plate to try and be someone that I'm not. So this is me really, and this is, how I present. So it's just how it works naturally. Yeah.
And I think, that's really important for women to hear too, because, probably anyone to hear, but they talk about, what is it, imposter syndrome, where you feel like you have to be somebody else. You have to be...
No, just be you. And if you're thinking about starting up something, like social media is such a powerful tool where if you're showing up authentically and sharing your vulnerabilities, sharing your highs, sharing your lows, sharing your life, it doesn't have to be all your life. People love it and they connect with it. And I think, we want to see more and more rural women too showing up online, because that's how you build businesses now. And we see a lot more now. It's fabulous, but I think, I don't know, there's space for anyone and everyone who wants to give it a go.
Yeah. And it's interesting you say the online space is probably newish too for businesses and learning how to utilize that to your benefit. And obviously, I think you seem to have really tapped into that and been really good at it, because that's how I found you.
Thank you. That I think I could be better, but I think that's there's always something that you can be better at, right? And I think with social media, it's like, how long is a piece of string? Because you can always be better or bigger or better or whatever. But I'm doing it as best as I can. It is a massive job to be consistent on social media, and I have posted nearly every day for coming up 10 years.
Wow.
And I find it a lot easier to post daily. They say you should be posting 2, 3, 4 times a day to really grow a platform now, which is a bit nuts, but I find it easier to post daily, because if I miss a day or two, I'm like, oh my gosh, it has to be really, really good if it warrants a post. But if you're just consistently doing stuff, I don't know, quality over quantity probably is better. But also if there's the content that you don't overthink, and then you just sort of takes the least amount of time, usually performs the best.
Yeah, interesting. And I guess it's the more it's out there, the more likely frequency people are going to hit it or come up in their feed. Is that the idea?
And there's going to be something that resonates. And also, if your messages are too few and far between, then there's not enough consistency with it.
Yeah.
But I've learned a lot along the way. Like, you shouldn't, if you're trying to sell a product, you shouldn't always be aiming for engagement.
Okay.
So some posts that are purely just there to sell, they won't get much engagement, but they'll convert people. So sometimes people get preoccupied with the number, but actually that doesn't matter. You have certain posts that are designed to get people engaged, and then you have other posts that are designed to actually convert people.
Yeah, interesting. And have you done like research and study on this, or you've just learned as you've gone along? Like
both, both. I've been to various workshops, and I've currently doing an online course, and then just time on Instagram, especially because it's just changing all the time. It changes and evolves. Like when I first started, I could just post a photo with some sort of caption, and that was enough. But now you have to make reels, but then it's also going back to, because of AI, people do like the quite rough and ready type of content, and people love to hear about your story and your journey and your wins and your challenges and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So you're saying they like the real posts because AI makes everything perfect and sort of unreal. They appreciate some humanity in there.
Totally. And it's obvious that it's real, because it's really scary out there now. I fell for something recently that was a transformation. I was like, wow, that person, it was an older lady, has done amazingly well, and she looked like about 20 years younger from all this exercise. And I found out a couple of days later that it was all AI, and there are so many out there.
Yeah, it's really hard to know what's real and what's not, isn't it?
Yeah, so more and more knowing that that you trust that person, that you've heard them on or seen them on multiple platforms. Like Instagram might be one touch point, but can you verify that that person or thing is real before you purchase, especially if it's overseas?
Yeah.
It's becoming more and more important to know and trust who you're buying from.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And it's all changing so fast, isn't it? And it sounds like you're doing really well to keep up and to keep aware as much as you can. And that sounds...
trying. I think, what is it? I can't remember the stats, but the percentage of people in the world using AI at the moment is very, very small. So even if you're using it in some capacity, you're in like the top 1% or something.
Interesting. Because it feels like it's everywhere, but that's a good perspective too. Worldwide, it's a certain demographic, I guess, the privileged top that are using it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But we want to try and use it as much as we can to support us and learn from it, so that I think it's just like when computers first came in, right? If you didn't use them, you get left behind.
Yeah, you really do, and you're scared to push buttons and try things. You just gotta do it, right?
Yeah.
Wow, and it must have been a huge learning curve for running a business as well. Like you said, you studied, what was it, sports medicine or fitness,
exercise prescription, and psychology. It's just baptisms of fire. Someone used this really good analogy, and it's just perfect. It's like learning to fly a plane while it's flying.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
Learning to go, and you just have to start, because that's the only way to learn. And I think even people that have studied business probably don't really know the ins and outs until you actually do it.
Yeah. And that changes constantly too, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it's gone so fast, Kate. We only have a couple minutes left.
I could natter for so much longer.
Oh, I've really enjoyed this, and I love hearing your story, and it's a lot of inspiring things that you've shared today. So I usually end the show by just saying, although I think you've said many things in these past 24 minutes or so, but I like to glean the wisdom from women, and when they've been in a hard space, what has got them through? Do you have a practice? Obviously, you're sort of living it and shared about it all today, but is there something in particular you do when you're in a dark or hard space to bring more light into your life, or to bring more hope?
Yeah, I've had plenty. It's been a really huge journey for me, having a child with really high needs. So I've had many. Exercise, of course, I'm going to say is my number one, and it's been there for me the entire time. It helps you to rationalize things. It helps you to be more productive. It gives you a sense of control. Like, even if everything else feels like it's unraveling, if you can do a workout, you have done something for you, you have achieved something, and you're mentally much more able to deal with anything that lands on your plate.
Yeah, That's really good advice. And again, it's just that prioritizing yourself for just a little bit of the day, like 20, 30 minutes. It's not that much if you can just...
Totally. And I think just one more thing, the narrative on that is like, take time for yourself. It's like you're not even really taking time for yourself by exercising. Like it's like brushing your teeth. It's like brushing your hair or getting dressed. It's like so important and so fundamental.
Yeah.
That, taking time for yourself would be having a bath or a massage or something. But exercise is purely, it's so important that we shouldn't even think of it as that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's an essential we need in our days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good reminder to us all. Oh, Kate, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy family business.
Oh, thank you so much
life.
for having me.
I've really, really enjoyed this. Give us your email your website address again. How do we sign up for Kate Ivey Fitness?
Yep. So go to kateiveyfitness.com, and from there you can get a 7-day free trial. We have a variety of different challenges. We have workouts of the day, so you'll be able to go on there and find something that suits you.
All right, kateiveyfitness.com. Go check it out, people. And thanks so much for the conversation. Really enjoyed it, and have a great rest of your week.
Awesome. You too. Thanks so much, Amy.
Ka kite, everyone. Tune in for the next episode.
Ever wonder about the stories of the women around you?
We wanted to create an intentional space for women to share the wisdom they have gained through life experiences.
Tune in to be in awe of some of the Wonder Women in our midst. Wondering Women on OAR FM Dunedin, 10 a.m. Sundays, replayed 6:30 Wednesdays.
This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On Air.